This is Charlie Kao at ITB Asia with Sean D., who's the Executive Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer for Outrigger Enterprises Group. We love to call it Outrigger Hotel Resorts. Good morning.
Good morning.
What is a priority within the Outrigger culture? Everybody says customer first and employees. You were just telling me that employee performance. Describe that again. How does that work at Outrigger in this family-run Outrigger group?
It's a key point of difference for us, Charlie. And so obviously the bottom line matters. We're a family company, so we're under a little less of the quarter-to-quarter EBITDA pressure, profit pressure than everybody else is, but the bottom line matters. But what's interesting about Outrigger, and I think is a major point of difference, obviously we're a hospitality-focused business, we're in the service industry, and we've created a model now that's 20 years old. It was an employee-driven, in partnership with some outside folks, Dr. George Kanahele, a very famous consultant in Hawaii, and created this concept called the Outrigger Way, Kanova. And what was interesting about it was we all talk about putting guests first, but the interesting insight for Dr. George and for the staff at the time was, what if we put the hosts first? Meaning, if we treat our employees as the most important people in the system, they then will extend that type of hospitality to the guests. And it's a little nuance on the traditional model, and so it's interesting here in some of our marketing materials, we actually try to show that off. And these are actual employees of Outrigger.
So if they are treated first, not the bosses, management, not the clients, and they will, your concept is they will extend that kindness, if you will, good treatment to their guests. And does it happen, in fact?
It absolutely happens. We measure it. You know, I don't want to get into all the math associated with it. We measure guest satisfaction, obviously. We actually measure employee satisfaction. Do our employees want to stay? Do they want to recommend Outrigger as a place to work? And we take that really seriously. How it manifests itself, though, is on properties like PP Island or in Castaway Island. Our hosts live on the property. They live there. And so really having a strong sense of place, embracing the place is a big part of what they do, and we try to give them the tools, the resources, because this is actually, you know, where they live. This is not just a place that they work, this is literally where they live, and they then take that place, that sense of place, to guests. These are young, you know, first-time visitors probably to Castaway.
And I'm trying to, okay, you know, one thing, Fiji Island or Castaways, now I'm thinking Honolulu, right? Waikiki.
Yep.
So the employees there, as you call them the hosts, they're number one. And as you mentioned, very low turnover. So they're there in your typical high-rise Waikiki environment, feeling the guests as their guests.
Yeah, it's easier, obviously, to think about how this would work in an island, where actually our hosts physically live there. But this whole initiative, which has been now incubated for 20 plus years, started in Waikiki. And it was really giving a sense of empowerment to the hosts. How do you extend the Aloha Spirit to visitors coming to
Aloha
Hawaii
Spirit,
for the first time? And again, with Dr. George working with employees, it wasn't a top-down corporate-driven strategy. It was a bottom-up, led by the employees. And what's interesting is we get feedback all the time. We have guests that come, they don't care what room, what view, they want to stay on the floor that Cecilia's working. They actually know the housekeepers by name. And that doesn't happen in most hospitality companies. And again, with the 90% retention rate, you know, we have people that work with
employees,
30, 40, sometimes 50 years. And so guests have a one-to-one relationship. We think it's a really
that sounds like the Peninsula Hotel or the Oriental Bangkok. Sean, thank you so very much.
Appreciate it, and happy to welcome everybody to an Outrigger Resort.
I'm going to have to try it.